Welcome to ECExpo 2022. My name is Andre Knudsen. I'm the chair of ECE. Well, I know we are all looking forward to having ECExpo events in person. We appreciate your interest in the department today and attending virtually. Before we start the program, it's my pleasure to introduce to you our new Dean of College of Engineering, Dean Richard Corsi. Prior, Dr. Corsi spent the majority of his career as a faculty member, department chair, and endowed research chair at University of Texas at Austin in the Department of Civil, Agricultural, and Environmental Engineering. Dr. Corsi is an internationally recognized expert in the field of indoor air quality with a specific interest in physical and chemical interactions between pollutants and indoor materials. His concept for a low-cost, accessible, and effective air cleaner, which is known as the Corsi Rosenthal box, which you can see behind him, is now being used as an open-source do-it-yourself approach worldwide, truly worldwide, for reducing exposure to SARS-CoV-2 virus, wildfire smoke, and more. Dr. Corsi was inducted into the International Society of Indoor Air Quality and Climate's Academy of Fellows in 2008 and is the immediate past president of the Academy. Dean Corsi.
Yeah, thank you so much for that nice introduction, Andre. And thank all of you for tuning in today, and welcome to ECExpo 2022. This is a wonderful event. I wish, as Andre, I wish we were all in person, but the virtual world is something we're becoming more familiar with. I want to thank Andre, the faculty of ECE, and the wonderful staff of ECE for working hard to make this a successful event. So I'm going to start with a few comments about the field of electrical and computer engineering, and then some comments about the College of Engineering and specifically about the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering. So when one thinks about the advancements made in the electrical and computer engineering fields and what they have meant for society, the list and impacts are impressively staggering. When I was a child, personal computers were not even a part of any conversation. It was science fiction. When I started my graduate studies at UC Davis in the 1980s, my advisor came in my office one day and handed me a Commodore 64 computer for all of my data analysis and writing. And my wife and I purchased an AT&T 8080 when we were in grad school. And at that time, we were amongst the top 1% of Americans who had a computer in their home. When I was a child, some of you might remember this, we had black and white television sets with manual channel changing, sometimes using pliers to change the channel, rabbit ear antennas that often took 10 minutes of jostling around just to get a satisfactory image on the screen. And we had rotary dial phones that often took some time to connect with others. And if you dialed a wrong number, you went through the entire process again. There was no memory at all. We even had this ancient concept called operators or switchboard operators that would help us to connect with others on the phone. And literally people died during emergencies because of lost time when trying to communicate with those who could save our lives. Today, you know, we have these, right? We have cell phones, and think of the role of electrical and computer engineers with respect to development of this computer that we keep in our jacket pockets. More powerful than all of the technologies of my youth by many, 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 many orders of magnitude. Communications, geolocation, imaging, computing, memory, storage. This is electrical and computer engineering stuff, and it has transformed the world, right? This little device helps us communicate rapidly, helps us to navigate directions while we drive, has apps that help us with healthcare, applications from diabetes to heart problems, environmental monitoring, speaking with loved ones in hospitals during this pandemic, and as we so painfully know, putting a huge and necessary spotlight on social justice issues. So think of the power that we all hold in the palms of our hands because of electrical and computer engineers. The National Academies of Engineering listed the 20 greatest engineering achievements of the 20th century. And not surprisingly, electrical and computer engineering is deeply entrenched in this list. In fact, I think you can say 8 of the 20 engineering achievements were in electrical and computer engineering. Electrification, electronics, radio and television, computers, telephones, internet, imaging, laser and fiber optics. And many of the other achievements on that list of 20 would not exist if it were not for electrical and computer engineering. These include spacecrafts and health technologies and household appliances and more. So any field for which you can look to the future and dream is a field that anyone, I think, should want to be absorbed in. And so think about what electrical and computer engineers will gift to society and to the planet in the years to come, from energy resources to communications, transportation, healthcare, and more. I mean, to me, it's an incredibly exciting field. If I had to start over again, if I was in high school again, I think that this is a field that I might have decided to go into, right? And at UC Davis, we have a great department of electrical and computer engineering. We serve our students very well. For example, the US Department of Education provides data on the salaries of various majors 1 year out of graduation with a Bachelor of Science degree for every program at every university in the United States. At UC Davis, the top 7 degrees in terms of salary are all degrees from the College of Engineering. And I want to emphasize that. All 7, every from the College of Engineering. In a university that prides itself on social mobility, I think we can say we are well-tuned social mobility elevator. And amongst those 7 degrees, computer engineering is number one amongst all majors at UC Davis at over $82,000 per year in 2019 dollars. Electrical engineering is number 3 amongst all majors at UC Davis at over $74,000 in 2019 dollars. Number 1 and number 3 on the entire UC Davis campus. Computer science, by the way, is number 2. So our high tech degrees are offering great jobs to all of our graduates. If you add a master's degree onto these, it increases the BS salaries for electrical engineering and computer engineering by $20,000 in starting salary. So the benefits of getting a master's degree after getting a bachelor's of science in those 2 fields is extraordinary. And those are real data from the US Department of Education for our programs at UC Davis. So ECE provides great social mobility, and I might add geographic mobility in general. It's not a degree that, although there's certainly a lot of jobs in Silicon Valley and Austin, et cetera, it really isn't a degree that confines someone to just a few locations in North America, like the Houston Ship Channel or something for chemical or petroleum engineers, right? So our faculty in the College of Engineering are on a really steep trajectory in terms of research expenditures per faculty member. And that's also very true for the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering. Yeah, ECE at UC Davis has just great faculty members who are thinking boldly about the future. And I'm really thrilled by our early career faculty members across the College of Engineering. We've received 12 NSF Career Awards in just the past 2 years, the most prestigious awards for early career faculty. And several of those have gone on to wonderful early career members in the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering. So it's no surprise that our electrical and computer engineering programs are highly ranked in US News and World Report by our peers, and that computer engineering leaped an extraordinary 10 spots in the past year in US News and World Report rankings. ECE at UC Davis is really on a roll. So I'll end by simply saying that I believe the future of the electrical and computer engineering fields are very bright. And the same is true for our Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering at UC Davis. So thanks so much again for your presence and for your attention, and go Ags. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dean Corsi. ECE certainly appreciates all that you are doing to allow ECE to offer the highest quality of education to our graduate and undergraduate students. Finding creative answers to the world's most pressing problems starts with the state-of-the-art teaching and learning environments. Adaptable instructional spaces and modern equipment are essential to collaborative research and transformative education. To address this need, in 2016, the department has set an ambitious goal to renovate 6 undergraduate teaching electronic labs in Kemper Hall. The project estimated cost is $1.2 million. I'm reporting today that we have raised at least 50% of the required resources. that allowed the renovation of two of the largest undergraduate teaching electronic labs in Kemper Hall. These two labs support more than 1,000 students across the college in an academic year. In this lab renovation, Keysight Technologies was a significant partner, and ECE is now expanding our long-standing partnership with Keysight to renovate the undergraduate instructional labs, to provide even more UC Davis students with access to state-of-the-art test and measurement instrumentation. In recognition of Keysight's support, I'm excited to announce today that two of the undergraduate labs on the second floor of Kemper will now be named Keysight Technologies Undergraduate Electrical and Computer Engineering Lab 2157 and Keysight Technologies Undergraduate Electrical Computer Engineering Lab 2161. Please give a virtual applause to Keysight Technologies for their support in this project.